Hey, everyone. I'm a little bit early, so I'm going to let people get here. Hopefully, my service stays good. We're kind of in the mountains a little bit near the Poconos on our way home, so I'm hoping that I keep internet for a little bit here. But just tell me if I break up or you can't hear me or something. Hey, Rebellious. Oh, I think my internet might already be going out. We'll see. But I can't see anyone, so I don't. Okay, now I see 5 popped up. All right, just tell me if my internet starts to go, y'all, okay? Or if you can't hear me for some reason. um, but I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes, um, and wait for anybody that wants to get here. I kept having to change the time because I didn't know when we would get done with the zoo. And last night I just wanted to chill with the kids, and so now we're finally on our way home, and I can address this. So, how's everybody's weekend? I can't see anything. I don't know if this is even working because it keeps, I don't know, the service is bad. Might have to do this later, but we'll see. Let me see. Who had a good weekend? What'd you guys do this weekend? I'm going to sit here and wait until somebody answers me. I should have never done this in the mountains. But we actually got done with the zoo. If you have not visited the Bronx Zoo, I highly recommend it. It is amazing. We got done there like an hour and a half ago, so we're on our way back upstate and probably be there like around 8-ish. But says I have like 5 bars, but it keeps cutting in and out. So, all right, somebody tell me what you did this weekend. There we go. I see Rebellious. All right, if I don't see your comment or I miss you, we're going to go ahead and get started. But if I don't see your comment and I miss you in some way, it's just because the service is in and out. So, but I wanted to go live. So when we were in the city last night, I saw it come across that. Oh, that's awesome, Rebellious. I saw it come across that there was a shooting in Buffalo at a Tops, and that 10 were dead and 13 were injured. That immediately just kind of, so Rochester's about an hour from us, and Buffalo is probably an hour and 30 or an hour and 45. And that really, again, like it was something that I felt was just too close to home, and it really kind of just took me back a little bit, because I feel like, yeah, from New York City, we are about 5 hours, 4.5, 5 hours. But it seems like it always takes my family like 8 hours, but because we stop. But from New York City, we're about 4.5 hours. To Buffalo is like an hour and 45. But Buffalo is obviously like, it's a big deal to our state because, well, at least upstate, because I'm like diehard Bills fans. I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. And like Sabres and that kind of stuff. So diehard Sabres, all that kind of stuff. But so I wanted to get all my, everything situated to talk about this and to kind of go over the timeline. They did, because there is more that has come out today. So as you know, obviously, a shooter went into Tops, which if you're from upstate New York, that's probably the only time that you've seen a Tops. Maybe they have them down. I've just only ever seen them in upstate. But it would seem that a boy, 18 years old, by the name of Peyton Grendon, Grendon, he, hey Aussie True Crime, hey Tia Dash. Again, if I break up, I'm sorry, I'm in the mountains on our way home. But he came into a Tops and basically started unleashing in the parking lot. He was streaming it on Twitter. Twitch. Twitch caught it within 2 minutes and stopped it immediately, and they said he's banned indefinitely. I mean, obviously. But the more that's coming out, the more sickened I get. He started shooting 3 people right in the parking lot. 2 were killed. 1 is in stable condition at the hospital. He was dressed in all tactical gear. There is a picture that I will show when I get home to my computer where he actually, you see him, he started streaming in his car, so you can see his face getting ready. He went in right at the door thing. There's security. The security guard shot at him. It did hit him. However, I didn't realize this. I asked my husband how this was possible, but he had, hey, Irvin, everything is great. He had a armored chest thing on, so it literally just bounced right. It didn't do anything. I mean, you're serious if you have that on. And he immediately, the police officer was a retired police officer as a security guard, and he killed him. Then he went in the store and just, did the rest of his business. It did eventually come out. So the police, when they got to him, he put the gun up to his neck. But then it said that he was convinced to remove it, and then he took off his gear and surrendered to the police. Everyone immediately said, now more has come out. Everyone said immediately that it was racially motivated. At that point, I didn't understand why, because no one had said yet. Well, so fast forward to today. Today they met with his parents. They got a hold of, so there was some things that Peyton said after he was in custody that brought alarm and made them realize, obviously, okay, this is motivated. For one, he has a 180-page manifesto written online about whites and why whites should rule and everything like that. And on his rifle, he has a rifle, was a lot of racial slurs, as well as the number 14. So you know me, I want to make sure I've got my ducks in a row. I went and researched 14. Why is that significant in a white supremacist? So 14 apparently to white supremacists is a big deal because it's 14-word slogan, something about whites being everything, that kind of stuff. He also had 88 on his gun, which I found out is 88. It means Hail Hitler because H is the 8th letter. Hey, Vicky, of the alphabet. Crazy. He was open to police about being a fascist, white supremacist, and anti-Semitic. How do you say it, babe? Semitic. Yeah. Okay. Some important things to note. 11 out of the 13 people were black or African American. It's raining. I hope I don't lose service. This is sad. Because he's from Conklin, New York. And so if you look at a map of New York, it's actually closer to the Pennsylvania border and way downstate. He Googled and researched first off, he started planning in January. He said he researched the most predominantly African-American neighborhood in the New York State. This is where this place in Buffalo ended up landing him. And so that's where he decided to focus. They said that he was in Buffalo at least a day beforehand, scouting it out and making sure his demographics were what he wanted. He shows very little remorse, police have said. Um, Here comes an even along the lines of disgusting. In custody, not in custody, called Peyton threatened his high school last June 8th, 2021, to shoot up his high school. At that point, they took him in and brought a mental health evaluation in on him and did that. But so that was in June 8th of 2021. He was obsessed. He blames the internet. I think that's a cowardly excuse. Do I think maybe it had some play into it? Sure. He blames the internet and said he learned all this stuff off the internet, and he has been researching like crazy, different shootings in New Zealand and all the Brooklyn subway and all of that stuff. But I don't know. I think that's a cop out. How an 18-year-old that's already threatened a school shooting got a hold of a rifle? That part I don't know at all. That's pretty insane to me. My guess, obviously, it's either his parents or not legal. Apparently, according to law enforcement, his parents are cooperating at this point. But Peyton still, even in jail right now, is holding his stance firm on why he did it. I remember. So the number 14, it was something about the 14 slogans about how like our white race is dwindling and all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And it's insane. It's insane. But then we've got to ask ourselves, okay, so he threatened this in June 8th of 2021 to do this to a school. He had a mental health evaluation. Hey, Lycan, so where are we at now? So what was done after that? I mean, I think sometimes we are taking, like, okay, so this kid, we're taking them and thinking, oh, he's just a stupid kid. He's not going to do anything like that. Hey, Vicky, he's not going to do anything like that. That'd be silly. He's just a stupid kid. Well, fast forward 11 months later, and here we are. 10 people are passed away. And I don't know. It is mind-blowing to me. And then you just go, do we blame the internet? I don't think we can blame the internet. I think the internet has a part of it. The scary thing is that he was streaming it to Twitch. And the face that you see when he's in his car, it doesn't even he clearly has no, he just looks like he's out for a Sunday drive. And to get out and start right in the parking lot, apparently as he came up to the parking lot to park his car, he was yelling out his window, just gotta do it, just gotta do it. I mean, he was serious, obviously. So where do you think, are we talking parenting is a mistake here? Are we talking sociopaths or psychopaths? I mean, to be that racist, I just think you have to learn it somewhere or something, because it doesn't make sense to me to be that filled with hate and then to be arrested for it and still hold your stance on why you did it. It's crazy. I mean, he is going up, it's with Homeland Security now, and he's charged with first-degree murder for, well, at least 10 counts. He's 18. And I'm pretty sure that the only reason he didn't do it at his school, that's what I think, Lycan. That's where I'm at with it. Because I'm pretty sure that the reason he didn't do it at school was because he didn't have the race that he wanted to, exercise I mean, I think, yeah, there's a bit of him not having remorse and stuff, but I do think Lycan's right about that it's learned at a young age. Because if you think about it, if he's still making his stance in jail that he did the right thing, he believes it. He believes it. I know, Stephanie, it's just awful. I mean, the security guard, he spends years and years in law enforcement only to be killed guarding a Tops. So, Tia, they did not say what his parents have said yet, but they did say they were cooperating. To me, it's maddening to just you're just in the wrong place. Hey, dippity doo, at the wrong time. You're getting groceries. Me too, rebellious. Me too. It's still bizarre being downstate to me that he didn't try to go to New York City, but I guess it was probably, they said he traveled 3.5 hours away to get to this Tops, and that he had been studying demographics since January of where he was going to go. And that, hey, the scoop with Barb, hey, Rhodey, there was, obviously a giant plan of, it was planned out. And for him to have that type of, tactical gear, enough that it bounced a bullet off, and he armored vests and all that stuff. I don't know. He lived with his parents, from my understanding. So I'm not blaming the parents. But at the same time, I'm thinking, how the heck do you not realize that you're, well, yeah, but you study demographics for YouTube analytics. You don't study demographics because you're going to a Tops. Like, that's totally different. You research on a whole different level to actually, make sense. And then people were saying, well, do we blame Twitch? Are kids wanting to stream something popular so badly that they would go to this length? No. Exactly, Snow Remover. Well, Snow Remover, they did find a 180 page, not words, page manifesto. Some pages they said were in question form, where he'd answer it, but it was all like why the white race is losing. They have not yet, Tia. Hey, unpopular opinion. I'm going to keep searching, though, because I know CNN has a copy that was it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. They've gone through his computers now, and the stuff on it, was like that he had researched a lot of like the New Zealand shootings, the Brooklyn subway, and all of that stuff. So he had definitely, but I just don't think, I don't know, Twitch caught it within 2 minutes, they said, and CNN did get that video, but they are not releasing it, which I think is good. They got a clip of the video. Hey, Sandy. But I have to say that I agree with Lycan. It's a learned thing. It's definitely a learned thing. Well, that's the thing. This kid right here, at the end of the day, I can have compassion on anybody, but man, and I don't think we can say I don't know. I really don't think he can blame it on the internet. I just don't. I don't. But I would like to know his demographics of, did he just not talk to his parents? Where did he get a rifle? Because the school thing, he threatened that in June 8th. So how was he even getting any type of firearms? So he had a mental health evaluation, apparently. And after June 8th, his threat, whatever came of that. We can't keep thinking that these kids are just stupid kids, so they're making these threats, but they're never going to follow through with it. Yeah, like, and I think you're right. Like, and I do believe that, and I think I for like and for you, I think people, in fairness to you, I think people underestimate that you're kind of trying to bring awareness to that. To be honest, I think you get a bad rap. I think what you try to do is to basically say, like, these people, just tearing each other up. I don't know. It does scare me. It really is. Yeah, like, and that's kind of how I feel. And I'm probably gonna get hate now, but that's kind of how I feel. Um, and I don't feel like you make it for a particular. I mean, yeah, you got the whole granny thing, but other than that, I that's how I feel. Is you do research some of that, and well, a lot of it, and I guess if you're growing, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're growing up in that atmosphere and it is taught, and then you combine it with the internet, and then you combine it with getting away with making a threat at school, I mean, that's an explosive device waiting to go off. I have never heard of, and maybe it's just because I'm not experienced that I have never heard of somebody doing something like this, then getting to jail and being like, "Yup, this is why I did it." Like he just, "Yup," and I still would have done it again. Like he didn't say that, but I hope he never gets out of prison. I mean, it's hard enough to get kids to write 8 pages, much less like 180. I don't know. And like, and I noticed you said you were from New York. Me too. That's awesome. A medical doctor said to me the mark of the beast in the hand is snow remover. I'm starting to think you are correct. And if you think about it, like even on my kids, even when my kids are on like YouTube Kids, the ads that will, yeah, exactly, like, and the ads that will pop up on the side are scary. I'm like, whoa, where'd that come from? You know, it reminds me think of the young Australians that have gotten wrapped up in it. True rebellious. Benson Hurst like it. Yeah. Well, and I even had to explain that to my kids yesterday when we went and saw 9/11 for the first time, and it was, and then we talked about. Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off, and then I'll come on in a little bit. Okay.